What if the next missile to cross European skies isn't a slow, buzzing drone, but a hypersonic warhead, screaming at 6 times the speed of sound? What if the question for NATO isn't whether to pull the trigger, but whether its billion-dollar shield can truly stop Russia's most dangerous tactical weapon? That is the scenario we are imagining today. Patriot versus Iskander. One is the pride of American engineering, tested and trusted by NATO allies. The other is Russia's headline-grabbing ballistic missile, designed to slip past defenses and strike without warning. But if they ever meet, who wins? The story begins with drones. On the night of September 10, 2025, Russia launched yet another swarm of Shahed UAVs into Ukraine. For hours, the night sky lit up with explosions as air defenses scrambled to intercept. But then, something different happened. At least 8 of those drones veered off course and entered Polish airspace. Within minutes, NATO's eastern flank was on high alert. F-16s roared into the skies. Patriot missile batteries in Poland shifted to red alert. AWACS surveillance aircraft fed data across the alliance network. And in a matter of minutes, the drones were gone, shot down. It was the first time since the Ukraine war began that NATO had fired live weapons in its own skies. A warning shot not just to Moscow, but to the world. NATO's shield was awake. But if drones rattled Europe, what happens when the threat is not a buzzing Shahed, but an Iskander? Because let's be clear, drones are just the appetizer. The Iskander is the main course. Russia, S-9K-7-20. Iskander's short-range ballistic missile has been touted as one of the most dangerous weapons in Moscow's arsenal. Launched from mobile trucks, it can travel 500 to 700 kilometers, carrying either conventional or nuclear warheads. More frightening still, it flies at speeds of Mach 6 to 7, fast enough to outpace most defenses, and it doesn't to fly straight. In its final seconds, the Iskander can maneuver, zigzagging to confuse interceptors, and even deploying decoys to trick radars. In theory, it was designed to be the Patriots' worst nightmare. But theory is one thing, reality is another. Let's talk about Patriot. Specifically, the PAC-3 system deployed in Poland. This is not just any missile defense. It is the same system that, in Ukraine, successfully shot down Russia's much-vaunted Kinzhal hypersonic missile. For months, Russian media had bragged about Kinzhal being unstoppable. And then Patriot quietly proved them wrong, not once, but several times. Suddenly, Russia's wonder weapon wasn't looking so wonderful. If Patriot can stop a Kinzhal at Mach 10, is the Iskander really the menace it claims to be? Now, let's compare. On one side, Iskander with Mach 6-7 speed, 500-700 kilometer range, and evasive maneuvers. On the other, Patriot PAC-3, with intercept speeds above Mach 4, advanced radar able to track multiple targets, and hit-to-kill accuracy that slams directly into incoming warheads rather than exploding nearby. The difference? Iskander relies on surprise and agility. Patriot relies on precision and integration with NATO's broader network. Imagine the scenario. Russia, in a show of force, launches 2 Iskanders from Kaliningrad, their bright plumes visible as they arc into the night. Within seconds, NATO radars light up. AWACS and satellites track the trajectories. Patriots in Poland are locked in. A voice crackles over the radio. Target confirmed. Launch authorized. The first Patriot intercepts. A flash of light, a sonic boom, and one Iskander disintegrates mid-air. The second missile twists and turns, deploying decoys. But the radar doesn't flinch. It ignores the tricks, locks onto the real target, and another Patriot streaks skyward. Moments later, another fireball blooms in the night sky. Both Iskanders stopped. No casualties. No destruction. Just proof that the shield holds. Of course, that's the optimistic version. The sobering truth is this: missile defense is never perfect. If even one Iskander slips through, it could hit a Polish base, killing troops and forcing NATO into a decision it has long dreaded: respond militarily or risk its credibility. That is why every launch matters, every interception matters, every failure could change history. One Iskander through the net, and Europe could find itself at war the very next day. So which system really has the edge? Let's break it down. Iskander's strengths: speed, unpredictability, and proven battlefield use in Ukraine. Its warhead can devastate a single target, and its mobile launchers make it difficult to preempt. For Russia, it's both a military tool and a psychological weapon, meant to remind NATO that it can strike anywhere along the border. Iskander's weaknesses: limited range compared to NATO's global reach, reliance on decoys that may already be outdated, and, let's be honest, an overhyped reputation. Yes, it's fast. Yes, it maneuvers. But so far, its record in Ukraine has been mixed. Ukrainian defenses, even without full NATO integration, have already intercepted Iskanders on multiple occasions. Patriot strengths: proven record against faster weapons, integration into NATO's sensor network, and high precision. With AWACS, satellites, and even F-35s feeding it data, Patriot doesn't work alone. It fights as part of an alliance. Patriot's weaknesses: cost. Each interceptor costs around $3 to $4 million. Shooting down a $500,000 missile with a missile 6 times the price may not be sustainable in the long run. But then again, what price do you put on stopping an Iskander before it hits a NATO base? For Poland, the answer is simple: whatever it takes. Is it wasteful to spend millions on a single intercept, or priceless to save a city from destruction? And here's the strategic angle. Russia uses weapons like Iskander not just to destroy, but to intimidate. Its message is, our missiles can pierce your shield. NATO, by contrast, uses Patriot to demonstrate unity and reliability. Its message is, we can and will defend every inch of our territory. The clash isn't just technical, it's political. Iskander is a threat. Patriot is a promise. So what's the payoff? In a head-to-head, Iskander might slip through occasionally. No missile defense is perfect. But as Ukraine has shown, Patriots and other Western systems can and do stop them. In fact, every successful intercept chips away at Russia's aura of invincibility. And that may be the most important point of all. Because in modern warfare, perception is as powerful as reality. Russia's Iskander is meant to terrify. NATO's Patriot is meant to reassure. And so far, reassurance has proven stronger than fear. The question then isn't to whether Patriot can stop Iskander. It asks how many times it can do it before Russia realizes the game has changed. And when America's allies sleep at night, knowing Patriot batteries are humming quietly in the background, that reassurance may be the most decisive weapon of all.